Hi, hello, welcome to this channel. Here I do oracle card readings, tarot card readings, intuitive guidance, and reiki energy healing. So if that sounds good to you, stay tuned and check out any other content on the channel that might resonate with you. All right, first things first, thank you for being here. And today's reading, I'm going to do a simple past, present, and future spread. And so, if you're looking for a video that resonates, you might want to tune into the past and the present energies, any messages that I'll be sharing from that. And then if that resonates with you, then that'll help you know if there's some messages here for you. Another thing is, of course, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a general reading, so different messages for different people. But also, remember that changed minds change outcomes, okay? So just because I'm tuning into future outcomes based on the path that you're on or the way your energy is at this time, change minds, change outcomes, okay? You are in total, complete control of your direction. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Whoa. Okay, so the present energy feels very swift, very fast. So I don't know if you feel like you are rushing or that you're low on time. Or you're just you have a deadline or an event or something that's coming up very quickly, a special date that's coming up very quickly, but the energy of the present feels very fast or swift, okay? They're showing me a horse and a seahorse. Don't know if that means anything to you. The seahorse, or whatever horse it is. There's some sort of a horse, but it kind of feels like a children's toy, like a little rocking horse that you can sit on. So yeah, I don't know what that means to somebody. Okay, so let's go ahead and tune into the past, present, and future energies. So I'm going to tune in to your energy, the energy around you, just to kind of see what is leading up to your future outcome here. Okay, so we've got Three of Cups. In the past, you have been celebrated. You could have had a recent birthday or some sort of award or achievement, something that was celebratory, something that you're very happy about. And also, it could have been kind of like a team win. So maybe you were collaborating with others or friends, kind of going through some sort of trial or something like that, and you're like, man, finally this is done. So it does kind of seem like either some people have celebrated you recently, or you've celebrated as a part of a team. I am seeing somebody who's like going out for drinks with like their work buddies or something like that. That could be for somebody specific, not everybody. But yeah, I just there's this celebratory energy, this collaborative energy, this friendship, love, happiness energy. All right, what else we got? We do have break the chains, ancestral patterns, healing, rewiring the future. So again, this could be some sort of celebration of a goal, or they're saying overcoming a hurdle or coming over a hurdle. Okay, so there's that. We have perseverance. Yep, awesome. Sweet. Positivity. If you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest situations. Okay, and even on this card, we have two birds. So I do feel like, and then we have the perseverance, where there's another person here as well. So I do feel like you've recently had some sort of interaction with somebody else or support to or from somebody else, but there's this exchange of energy that is collaborative and filled with love and celebratory. So, and it has to do, I feel like it has to do with some sort of goal being obtained, or like, yeah, overcoming something. So that's awesome. Okay. So present energy, we've got Eight of Swords. So this is somebody who is, the Eight of Swords can feel like they're out of options. But this is like a mindset thing. With the Eight of Swords, it's kind of like an illusion for me. Like, the typical Eight of Swords or the traditional is somebody with their hands tied behind their back, they're blindfolded, and they just kind of feel like they're out of options, but it's really about creative thinking. Okay, and so, like, yeah, it's about creative thinking, thinking outside of the box. And so if there's a something that's in your face and you're trying to solve it, a problem or challenge you're trying to solve, but it just kind of seems like being open to other possibilities is going to help with this mindset or kind of help resolve the situation. So let me get more information because it's quite interesting to go from this celebratory energy into this kind of closed off energy. So let's see what's going on here. With that true offering, may I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from true offering. May I relax into your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, love. Use me for the highest. I am yours alone. We've also got vanity. Interesting. And then there's Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Interesting. So the way that you're showing up at this time is, it just kind of seems like, especially with this card, it says, help me release fears, illusions, and addictions. And so that's really resonating or kind of reflecting what the Eight of Swords is talking about, where the mind is closed and, you know, the eyes are closed, and it's just kind of like not really seeing a way out or seeing a sense of direction. And so with this vanity card, you've got these people who are living more modern. They're upbeat with the culture, you know, they're fitting in, they're in with the trends, or, you know, whatever. And then you got this guy who's like, you know, wait, you know, this, let me share my knowledge with you, in a sense, right? You could be living differently, or this could be, you know, divine guidance for you in a different direction, or open you up to something else. So I just feel like this headspace that you might be in, you're fully capable of taking the blindfold off. It's just more about, it might take like traditional methods or methods that might be forgotten or something like that. I feel like there's this energy of coming to your roots a little bit. Because look at the difference in these people. They're just more modern. They're all hip and stuff. And then this person is like, wait a minute. Let's go back to the beginning and talk about why we do this thing, why this is important. Like, think about the why. So, and why this, where this comes from. So especially if you've got some sort of fears or illusions that are kind of blocking your way, again, it's all in the mind. And I think it would be helpful to just think about, well, where does that fear come from? Who planted that seed? Was it somebody who told me I couldn't do this? Or am I telling myself I couldn't do this? Well, why? Why am I saying that to myself? You know what I mean? So there's definitely something about digging into your roots, looking into the root of an issue or a challenge, and really kind of addressing it that way to remove any fears or illusions, okay? And then again, we have Council of Light, which is divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Okay, so you might have this illusion that, you know, you're all on your own right now, because look, we just went from the Three of Cups being celebratory, you know, having people support you. And if this wasn't people in 3D, like in Earth, then this would make sense where it says Council of Light, helpers in the subtle realms. Okay, so you've got some sort of spiritual guidance on your team or things orchestrated to support you along your journey. Although it may seem like, things aren't going your way or things aren't going to work out or whatever, there's always a bigger picture. Okay, you're never actually alone in the world. So yeah, I don't know. I'm being drawn to the Knight of Wands here at the back of the deck, and his solar plexus is lit up, and there's a lion behind him. So I do feel like at the present moment, you could be feeling like you're not good enough for something, or that something's not going to work out for you, or you might not have the skills for it, you don't have the answer to it, or just something like that. And like I said, it's all illusion. Okay, so I definitely feel like you could benefit from confidence building, meditating on the solar plexus, Reiki on the solar plexus. But this is definitely the Knight of Wands is about, taking risks and following passions. So, do what you feel is best for you. But, the Knight of Wands is the energy of like, hey, nobody else is doing this, but I'm going to do it because I feel called to, or this is where I'm being led to. I feel like I can do this, or this is what I'm doing. So it's almost like I'm getting the energy of Aries as well. Like Aries is the trendsetter, the trendsetter, the path walker. So it's like if nobody's walked this path before, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do it, right? So this is the energy that's coming through the Knight of Wands. So I definitely feel like channeling Aries energy, confidence, solar plexus energy, meditating on the solar plexus, but just really getting that clear so that you can overcome this mental blockage that you're experiencing, okay? Because you are fully capable. And like I said, just a quick reminder, because they're wanting me to circle back to this, it can come, you might need to circle back to the root or some sort of, it's almost like ancient wisdom. I don't know. I don't know what that means to you. It could be like, oh, my grandmother used to make this recipe and it helped me when I was sick, or it helped me boost my mood, or I always felt safe or whatever when I ate this meal, something like that. So for somebody in particular, I do feel like something that a grandmother used to do or older person used to do, it might be beneficial to circle back around to that and connect with the roots, connect to the energy, that practice, because it can help you not feel so alone, actually. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Normally I don't share too much about myself, but I'm going to share this because it's at the forefront of my mind. I was a vegan for like 6 years, and one time I was in a Reiki session and I could taste this meal that my grandmother would make. And I just started crying because I was like, I don't give a crap about being vegan. Like, I want to connect with my grandmother. I would love to taste this meal. And so I asked my mother to prepare the meal and I ate it, and they were all shocked, like, aren't you vegan? Why did you eat this? And to me, it's like, one, I'm intuitive. I try to intuitively eat and do things that I'm called to do. I felt called to connect with my grandmother, so that's exactly what I did. I released any kind of judgment that anybody was giving to me, any kind of critique, any kind of assumptions, whatever. I'm in control of my decisions, and that's the same as you. So are you. So again, with this Knight of Wands, I wouldn't think too much about what other people are doing or what they expect or blah, blah, blah. If you feel like you need to connect to something or that you need to do something, go ahead, circle back to your roots, connect with that thing, and allow it to recharge you, rejuvenate you, to remove any blockages that you're currently facing. All right, moving on. So future predictions. And again, change minds, change outcomes. Well, we got you in the Hierophant. Look at the guys. Look at this. You've got an older woman, and she looks like, a little indigenous, not a little indigenous. She looks indigenous. She looks like she's got ancient knowledge, wisdom, and it's the card of the Hierophant, right? And the Hierophant is about teaching people, you know, uniting them, having, what is the word? Not certifications, but it's almost like, okay, it's giving the energy of like, shaman is one of the words, but also it's basically somebody who's well respected in the community. Okay, so you got the Hierophant here, and so for the future, or the near future, the energy coming around you is the Hierophant, somebody who is well respected, who is well knowledgeable. She's also got a little wand here with a light. Okay, so I do feel like if you get over this hurdle of the Eight of Swords and really channel your ferocity, your courage, your inner energy, your passion, your certainty, you know, all those things, if you really just go ahead and tear down that barrier, you're showing up as somebody who is well respected and who can unite people. Yeah. So let's see what else is going on. We've got trickery. Okay, there's a message of when you are knowledgeable, you cannot be tricked. You can't fall for the BS. People can't get over on you. Okay, so I definitely feel like there's this energy of you being well. It's not necessarily about being well read, because it's not like an intellectual thing that is happening here that I'm picking up on. It's more about you knowing who you are and standing firm in who you are, so that other people can't tell you who you are. Okay, if you know what your strengths are, what you're capable of, and what you're doing, nobody can come in and tell you otherwise. All right, so period. What else? Make it God's. Release the idea of my. As soon as you start to say the money, the relationship, the job, freedom arrives. When there is no grasping, the right actions get shown. Free me from the prison of my dear Lord. All right, let me see what else. Soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Okay, what have I been saying, y'all? Y'all have Three of Cups. You got this ancient woman, and we were talking about the grandmother, the roots, all that stuff. So I'm really feeling like you guys are connecting to energies, whether it's ancestors, whether it's family members, whether it's friends, like whatever it is, you're connecting and calling in people who want to support you, and they want to support the real you. Okay, so if you're a content creator, or putting yourself out into the world, people real recognize real. Real recognizes real. Okay, and so if you're showing up as your real self, you're getting people who resonate with that and want to interact with somebody who is also real. If you're showing up fake, then especially if you're a content creator, then you're just kind of putting out a persona. Now, it's totally fine if, you know, you've got a character or a persona and that's what you do. That's totally fine. But I don't get the energy of you that that's what you want to do. Because with this Hierophant and otherwise, it just kind of feels like, especially the vanity card too, like these people are showing up a certain way. But with the vanity, it's kind of like, wait, no, let's see the truth here. I hope that's making sense. But basically, future predictions, I got you, you know, sitting in well-respected energy, showing up as yourself, being very stable, and nobody being able to really trick you or get over on you because you know your stuff. Okay, so definitely hone your craft, practice, tune into you to where you can build your confidence and trust your intuition on where you're being guided. Okay. This card right here is definitely saying like you're a force to be reckoned with, and you're most definitely a force to be reckoned with if you know who you are and what you're capable of. All right, so yes, so I've got some good energy around you, and that's what I've got. So thank you for tuning in. Again, remember, change minds, change outcomes. So definitely, hopefully the advice resonates with you and you're able to get something out of these messages. All right. Take care. Thank you for being here. Blessed be.